welcome to my channel. I am Maria, aka Agape Love Girl. Thank you so much for joining me today. Today I am so excited to share with you some swatches. These will be highlight swatches of the brand new bitterlacebeauty Mermaid Collection highlighters. I am so excited because they are so gorgeous. Now, I was very fortunate to receive the complete Mermaid Dreams Bundle courtesy of bitterlacebeauty and Jenna, the owner of bitterlacebeauty, and it is stunning. So I got this gorgeous palette. Oh my goodness, look how pretty it is, and it is huge, as you can see, and I did take some up-close photos that I will insert at some point in this video of this palette. Now, I did go ahead and fill up this palette with 10 of the highlighters because that is what it holds. It holds 10 highlighters, and here's a little peek at what it looks like. It has a super cute mermaid mirror, and I'm like in love with everything about this palette and the packaging, the iridescence of it. It's just so beautiful. In addition to that, with the Mermaid Bundle, if you want to purchase it yourself, the total value with all 11 of the new Mermaid Dreams highlighters, this palette, and the clamshell single pan palette, it is a $214. So you can also buy each of the highlights individually. You could also buy this little clamshell individually, and you can buy the mermaid palette empty individually as well. I will have all the links and information in the description box for your convenience as usual. And so I'm just so thankful that I was able to receive this so I can swatch every single one of them for you. You can see what they're gonna look like, and they're all very unique, as you can see, and just different for a highlight. They're not your typical highlighters. They each have really beautiful impressions of them. If you're familiar with bitterlacebeauty, you know they do really gorgeous, unique impressions, and everything from the packaging to the impressions they put in the highlights to the sticker that goes on the back, every single thing. There's no detail that's like left out, from even this little baggie that one of that this little guy was in. You know, it's like coral, and it's just all themed, all beautiful. In addition to that, in my package I did get a cute mermaid sticker, and she's even holding the Little Mermaid palette, and a handwritten note. So I'm just so thankful and so blown away by this amazing package. It's so beautiful, and I cannot wait to share with you guys. Anyways, I am going to be swatching all of the all of the highlights on my face today, so you guys can see them. I am wearing one already right now, and that is the one that I put in this little single clamshell. This is the shade Buried Treasure, and I will have a little demo of me applying this and how it looks. But I decided to put this one separately just because I tried to organize the rest of the highlights in somewhat similar. So I'm going to be swatching each of them two at a time. I'm going to do one on one cheek and one on another, and I put them, as you can kind of see, they're not the same, but ones that look like they might be somewhat similar to each other, I stacked on top of each other, and I'm going to swatch them side by side so you can see the difference of how they look on the cheeks and all that kind of stuff. But Buried Treasure seemed to be the one that was just the most different out of all of them. And also, this is the one that once you hit pan on it, there is a buried little jewel and gem at the very bottom of it. It's super cute. The idea of it is super cute. So this one is all on its own in this cute little clamshell. Alright, now before we go into the rest of the highlights in this palette, I just want to note that in between the highlight swatches, I am going to be kind of dusting off all the highlight and probably adding a little bit of powder as I go to try to really create a blank canvas again. And I also want to mention that all of the Mermaid Dream Collection highlights do have a scent to them. It says they are scented with coconut and blue agave nectar, and they do have a light, lovely scent to them. I really enjoy it. I think that's just a fun aspect to products that have a fun themed scent as well. So anyways, with all that being said, let's go ahead and roll into the swatches. So the first two I'm going to go into are up here. I'm going to be applying Sea Spray and Life is the Bubbles, and these are the most the lightest shades, at least compared to all the rest of these, so that's why I'm doing these first. And these are the ones that are kind of iridescent. As you can see, they look white, but if you kind of look, they have a shift of color. So we are going to be swatching those. First up, I'm going to go into Sea Spray. Sea spray appears white in the pan but has a shift of blue, green, and teal with a slight pink shift as well. Oh, that is gorgeous. Next up is Life is the Bubbles. Life is the Bubbles is another white iridescent that shifts with pink, blue, purple, green, and yellow. So as you can tell, for those being kind of a white iridescent highlighter, they definitely do pack a punch of color that is so pretty. Next up, I'm gonna be going into Afterglow, which is kind of a rainbow sunset highlight. Now, because this one is kind of a rainbow highlight, and I have seen on their Instagram account that they do recommend using a sponge with their highlights, probably especially their rainbow highlights, I'm going to go ahead and apply this one with a sponge. I'm just going to use this flat side that's kind of clean. I was using this for powder earlier, so I'm just going to go ahead and swipe it across, and then we'll swipe it across my cheeks. And so that's what it looks like. Let me get a little bit more of that yellow up there. Okay, so that's what it looks like. But definitely makes it a very large swipe of color. I think I might prefer just to blend that on with a brush. Show Me About It is a swirly mix of iridescent violet, blue, teal, and chartreuse, mixed together with a metallic teal. And this one's a mix too, so I'm just going to kind of really swirl my brush all the way around. And so that's what this one will look like, all mixed around in here. I'm going to add a little bit, I'm going to use this brush just to kind of blend it and sweep it out a little bit. Alright, cheeks are dusted off, and we're going to go into the next two shades. The first one I'm going to go into is Calypso, and I'm sure this is already going to become one of my favorites because I love a good gold highlighter. So Calypso is an intense, dirty metallic gold with a deep brass undertone. Oh, it's so pigmented. Yes. I love it. So beautiful. Next, I'm going to go into the highlight shade Coral Cove, which I think also might be one of my favorites because it is a kind of like a white yellow gold with some corally pink to it. It's so pretty. I love blushes that are that tone as well as highlighters. So let's do this to the other side. Oh. I'm in love. So this one's definitely a little bit more subtle. And it's picking up, in person I feel like you can see more of the gold, but in my viewfinder it's definitely looking a lot more cool tone, which I think it is a lot more cool tone than this one, obviously. Very pretty. Alright, moving on, we are going to be doing Copper Sea, and this one is so pretty. It has teal and copper colors in it. We're going to see how those look together. Okay, wow, so those make a really pretty, interesting mix. I was thinking like it was gonna be a lot more of that copper showing, and I think you probably can narrow it down to some more just like copper, but once it kind of blends in with that tealy color, It's, oh my gosh, it's so pretty. Not what I was expecting. I was expecting something more like darker, something more almost muddy maybe, because of that combination. I never would have thought, but it's definitely unique. I like that. How fun. And next up, we're going to go into Starfish Wishes, which also does have a mix of a more like neutral color as well as a blue tone. I feel like a mermaid in this one, like I really do. I'm like truly intrigued by the way these two turned out. I don't know, I expected this one to be maybe a little bit more of that green or color to kind of pull through, or that copper, but it really blended beautifully. And this one, it definitely showed up a lot more blue and unique and beautiful. So it just goes to show things that are somewhat similar in color won't look the same. I guess they're not like super similar if you look at them side by side, but just the mix of the blue and like kind of a more earthy tone, it's insane how the difference they look. So alright, let's go ahead and move on to the last two highlights. Alright, got my cheeks looking as neutral as possible, wiped off my brush, and now we're going to go into the shade Mermaid Tears. And this is a blue with kind of a purpley shift. I'm very intrigued by how this is going to turn out.
Mermaid Tears is a slightly dusty powder blue with a strong pinky lavender shift.
That is gorgeous. I hope you guys can see, because my viewfinder it looks a lot more blue, but in person it really has an awesome shift. Like it looks blue at a certain angle and then purpley pink at another angle. It is so pretty. These last two shades I think would be super gorgeous as eyeshadows as well. And the very last one is Poor Unfortunate Souls. Alright, and this one is a shifter too, if you can see that. It's got a like blue and purple shift as well, but this one's definitely a lot deeper. This one I think would just be stunning as an eyeshadow especially. So that's gonna be dark. Oh wow. That is so pretty. Now as an actual everyday highlight, definitely not, I will admit. I'm not one who will probably wear this as like a highlighter because it just looks kind of funky on my skin, this color. But this is definitely going to be a gorgeous eyeshadow. Or if we want to do this going into Halloween and make ourselves a mermaid, this color, several of the colors are definitely going to give you that mermaid skin kind of a look. So pretty and unique. Oh my gosh, I'm in love. Alright beauties, and that wraps it up for this swatch video of the bitterlacebeauty Mermaid Dreams collection. I'm so thankful to Jenna and bitterlacebeauty for sending me these to try, and so that I can show you guys what they look like being worn. Let me know your thoughts on this collection. Do you plan on getting anything from the collection? Which one was your favorite? If you're new to bitterlacebeauty, like I said in the beginning, I will have the links listed down below. I do also have two other videos, I think two other videos featuring full swatches of bitterlacebeauty highlights, and I will have those linked in the description box as well if you are curious to see those and check out some of their other highlights and how they look actually swatched in live swatches. And yeah, with all that being said, thank you so much for watching, and until next time, much love and hugs to you. Bye beauty babes.